The invisible bridge, the story of the man who walked by faith. Have you ever felt like you were standing at the very edge of life, as if all that remained before you was an endless abyss, nothing but emptiness? Today, I will share a story that might change the way you see your challenges. A true story about an ordinary man, but with extraordinary faith. If you believe the world needs more faith, more love, and more inspiration, like this video, share it with someone who needs a word of hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your presence here is part of our mission. Let's walk this journey together. This is the story of Elias, a simple man pushed to the very limit, a man who lost everything and yet kept going. Even without seeing the road ahead, he took a step, a single step that would change his life and the lives of everyone around him forever. Get ready to discover the true power of faith. Elias was a construction worker. He lived with his wife and 2 children in a small, struggling neighborhood in rural Texas. Life was simple but tough. Bills piled up faster than he could pay them. And yet everyone around knew Elias for his generous heart, his unshakable faith, and his unwavering honesty. But inside, Elias was exhausted. His wife's health was failing, his children were struggling in school, and the sleepless nights of overdue bills left him wondering if God truly heard him. Every night, kneeling by his bed, Elias prayed. He cried quietly, asking for only one thing: guidance. Show me a way, Lord. Just one step. I'll follow the rest. On a cold night in December, Elias had a dream. He stood at the edge of a great canyon. In front of him stretched an endless void. On the far side, he saw a radiant garden full of light and life. A gentle voice spoke, "Cross." "But there's no bridge," Elias cried in fear. "The bridge will appear when you begin to walk." He woke up sweating, his heart racing. Those words would not leave his mind for days. The bridge only appears when you begin to walk. Though he didn't fully understand why, Elias began speaking with neighbors about creating something for the children of the community, a safe place, with meals, classes, prayer, and love. People laughed. "You can barely pay your own bills, Elias. You've lost your mind." But Elias knew this wasn't just an idea, it was a calling, and so he began with what he had, an empty lot, old tools, and sheer determination. Using scraps of wood and leftover bricks, Elias and a few teenagers began clearing the land. By day, he worked construction jobs. By night, he built on the lot. Slowly, a few neighbors began to help. Hope was small, but alive. It rained. Supplies ran out. Arguments broke out. But Elias would not give up. Every brick was a prayer, every hammer strike an act of faith. With materials running out, Elias was ready to stop. That night, he knelt once more. "If I am meant to continue, Lord, give me a sign." The next morning, a truck stopped by the lot. A construction company in the area had just finished a large project. They were looking for someone to donate their extra supplies to. One of their employees, a woman of faith, had heard about Elias through a neighbor and had written down his name. Donations began to arrive. Tools, furniture, food, volunteers. There was no logical explanation, only faith. Months later, the community center stood tall. It had a cafeteria, a small library, a few classrooms, simple spaces but filled with love. The name chosen: the Bridge of Hope. Elias watched the children laughing, parents smiling, young people teaching, and remembered the voice. The bridge only appears when you begin to walk. Today, Elias still lives in the same neighborhood. His name is known, but he does not consider himself special. "I only obeyed," he says. But his legacy is enormous, an ordinary man who built an invisible bridge, not of wood or steel, but of faith, perseverance, and courage. What you can take from this story: Elias did not see the path, but he trusted. He took a step. and the bridge appeared. How many times do you wait for everything to be perfect before you start? How many times has fear kept you frozen? Maybe, just maybe, the bridge is also waiting for your first step. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs this message. Like the video, leave a comment telling us what you learned from Elias. And subscribe to the channel, because together we are building bridges, one story at a time.